The unforgettable moments is when we see a COVID patient die because they are not being accompanied by their close relative or families. It's quite a sad moment for me. I still remember one of my patients who was quite elderly. When he came to us, he was quite severe. I say to this patient, Pakcik, saya nak tolong Pakcik, nak tolong selamatkan Pakcik. He replied to me, tak apa, masa saya sudah sampai, saya memang sudah patut mati. That immediately made a shock to my heart lah, because suddenly patient is like accepting his fate that probably he is going to die. He did not manage to make it after that. For COVID-19 patient, there are lots of patients who are quite unstable. Sometimes they need to be put asleep and put on ventilator, on breathing supports. Majority of the patients in our ICU are elderly, but there are also some numbers, small numbers of young patients who are quite severe. For this patient, we do video calls with their families to update. Family support is quite important in recovery of patients from illness. But obviously in COVID, visitors are not allowed. So I think video calls do help in recovery of the patients. So total about that time is I think about 23 or 24, something about that. That was by end of November. But suddenly the number increasing quite fast in the middle of December. In one day, we need about suddenly 2 to 3 beds more to cater more patients for every day. So we are quite worried because in terms of manpower, we are during that time we are not able to cope. But luckily, KKM is sending more manpower to help us, and also in terms of a number of nurses also quite short, because sometimes nurses also need to be quarantined either because they are unwell or they have contact with COVID-19 patient. By the end of my attachment, I think I do manage about almost 20 patients of COVID-19 who are critically ill in our ICU. I was quite scared because working in ICU, COVID itself, we do see a lot of critically ill and severe COVID patients. So as a healthcare workers, I'm quite concerned if I got the COVID, would I become bad like this kind of patients? If the numbers of COVID cases still going up, I'm afraid our healthcare system is not being able to cope anymore. I'm afraid sooner or later we might become a country like Italy, where patients are left to die in the street because there are not enough doctors and nurses and healthcare to cope for this patient. As a person, even if you do not get severe COVID, but you might infect your families, probably your parents or your young kids, and sometimes they can die because of the COVID. So I strongly advise the people to follow SOPs and not to go out unnecessarily.